Welcome to Vacuum Wars, where we've tested and reviewed all kinds of vacuum cleaners. But today, I thought I would talk about the 4 biggest mistakes I think people make when buying an upright corded vacuum. Links in the description to all the vacuums we currently recommend based on this criteria, and let's get started. Starting off with number 4, not considering your floor type. Originally, vacuums were only designed to clean carpets, and most of the really cheap vacuums you see today are still mostly designed for carpets. They may have a hard floor setting on their adjustable height dial, but unless they have either a plastic or felt squeegee on the bottom or the ability to turn the brush roll on and off, or both, they will probably scatter debris when you try to vacuum hard floors. And sometimes even if they have those features, they still don't do well with debris pickup on hard floors unless you constantly adjust them for the type and size of debris that you're trying to vacuum. Don't get me wrong, some cheaper vacuums can be good for hard floor pickup too, but generally speaking, vacuums that are good for hard floors are usually more expensive. Recently, some manufacturers have been using soft rollers in their designs to make them even better with hard floor pickup, like with Shark's Duo Clean heads, which have a soft roller in the front and a standard roller in the back. They're able to basically dust extremely fine debris from the surface of floors while also being able to handle super large debris without losing that near perfect seal. They're extremely good with picking up both pet and human hair. They can be used for carpets or rugs with no loss of time in the transition, making them a pretty versatile vacuum. All that being said, if you have wall-to-wall carpets in your house with just a few hard floors, you can probably get away with buying a super cheap vacuum as long as you don't mind some of the other things I'll talk about on this list. Number 3, not considering the weight or ease of use. This is another case where older style vacuums as well as cheaper vacuums are often heavy and don't have swivels or other features to make them easy to maneuver. This can be a problem if you have to carry them up and down stairs or if you have a large area to vacuum. Vacuums that have a low profile and a swivel are also nice because you can maneuver under and around furniture instead of having to move the furniture to clean the floors. Also watch out for vacuums that claim to have a ton of suction power, because this usually means that they have a really large motor, which makes them heavier than average. If you want to vacuum with a lot of power, you need to be okay with the extra weight. But power isn't all that important, at least with corded vacuums. This is especially true for hard floor pickup, where it's more about the floor head design than power. So unless you're wanting to use your vacuum for some heavy-duty suction-related tasks like car cleaning, I wouldn't worry too much about how much suction it claims to have, unless you're talking about cordless or robot vacuums, in which case it matters a lot, but that's another video. Number 2, not considering its filtration. Almost every vacuum under a certain price or older than a certain date has terrible filtration. You can even buy a vacuum that has a HEPA filter, but unless it also has been designed to have a perfect seal on all of its many connection points, then a HEPA filter won't do you much good. Because unless the dirty stuff you're trying to vacuum up makes it to the HEPA filter, instead of leaking out of the sides before it gets there, then you're basically just redistributing the small particles that you vacuum up into the air. Lots of vacuum companies these days are advertising their sealed HEPA systems with complete seal technology or whole machine HEPA filtration or similar language, and while they do often cost more, they are a lot cheaper than they used to be, and well worth the cost in my opinion. The final mistake on my list is not performing regular maintenance. This one is cheating a little bit because it's a mistake that people make after they buy a vacuum, but basically you need to regularly clean the vacuum or you're going to lose suction power and generally cause the vacuum to fail way too early. Usually there's some area in the dust bin, like a metal grate, that needs to be kept clean and free of debris. Occasionally dirty foam filters are the problem, and they can usually just be washed. More rarely, it can be a clog in the hose or some other obstruction. Also, the brush rollers need to be regularly cleared of hair so that they're able to agitate carpets properly. And if you have one of the Shark Duo Cleans I mentioned earlier, you absolutely have to regularly eject that front roller and clean behind it, because dirt and hair will build up there and eventually it will just stop working until you clean it out. One tip is to set a reoccurring alert on your phone for regular maintenance every month or so. And if if you do it, not only will your vacuum last a lot longer, it will be more efficient when you do use it, resulting in a cleaner house. I've picked a few of my favorite corded upright vacuums based on these points in the description, and I hope to make a similar video about cordless and robot vacuums in the future. In the meantime, you can check out our best cordless vacuum and best robot vacuum videos on the screen to see which one of those are currently our favorites. Be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave, and thanks for watching.